Hi, I'm Mary Logston, and once again here I am at your library. Many people know that this year Ames is celebrating its sesquicentennial, 150 years of Ames history. And the library has all kinds of great information about Ames history. We have the microfilm for the Ames Tribune since it was first published. We've got lots of books on Ames history as well. So if you're interested, please stop here to get started finding out about the community in which you live. Today, I've got some special guests with me who are going to talk a bit about personal history, family history, because in addition to having information about Ames, we have information that might be of interest to you if you're going to explore your genealogy. As I said, I have some special guests with me today, and I'm really excited to spend some extra time talking about some resources that are here at the library that you may not already know about. Today I have with me Jan Hoyce, who is a library assistant. Hi, Jan. Jan has appeared on At Your Library before with some of our other staff members and talked about library materials. And today Jan's joining me with Mary Lohr. Hi, Mary.
Hi.
Mary is, I know, a regular library user, because I certainly do see you here quite a bit, a community member who actually is here today representing the Story County Genealogical Society. And I understand that, Mary, you've been an officer at both the county level as well as the state level. So that's the state of Iowa Genealogical
Society.
The Iowa Genealogical Society, as well as the Story County Genealogical Society. You're currently the webmaster for the Story County Genealogical Society, and you administer their Facebook page. And I understand that at least recently you've been involved with teaching some classes in genealogy.
That's right.
And this is all just a hobby for you, is it not?
Yes, it is.
It's quite
a
lot.
long time one.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be just great if you told us a little bit more about some of the activities of the Genealogical Society.
Well, the Story County Genealogical Society was formed in 1968. We're a charter member of the Iowa Genealogical Society. We meet the second Monday of the month at usually at the Ames Public Library, but during the construction we've been meeting at the Northcrest Community Retirement Community at 1801 20th Street. Our meetings are open to the public. We meet at 7 p.m. We do not meet in the summer months nor in December. People are always welcome to attend, and guests are welcome. We have educational programs on cemetery research, any kind of genealogy research, including technology. And we're just a bunch of people who like to get together to share our findings and help each other learn. And one myth that a lot of people think, oh, I don't have ancestors in Story County, but in fact most of us do not. So we do have really a worldwide emphasis.
Okay. So you are genealogists who gather in Story County, but you're researching your ancestors who've come from many different places.
That's right, and our website is storygenes.com.
Oh, I love that. Well, the Ames Public Library, as you said, has been a host to your meetings for many, many years. I know that you've met at the library when we had a meeting room, and we definitely look forward to getting back into a building where we can have meetings. But in addition to that, the library has actually partnered with the Story County Genealogical Society for a number of years in order to provide resources to the community. And by that I mean that actually your experts have actually selected materials and recommended them for purchase here at the library. And have really been generous enough to share in the cost of those resources. So thank you.
You're welcome.
It's been a great partnership. Jan, over the years, has been helpful to us on the library staff in helping to get out information about some of these resources. And I know you brought something today to show our audience.
Yes. There has been an increased interest in folks who are finding out about their history, perhaps fueled by things like the television program Who Do You Think You Are, where celebrities are looking for what cloth they were cut from. And I remember one I saw with Sarah Jessica Parker, in which she found that a relative of hers had actually been at the Salem witch trials. So it's just a renewed interest in folks finding out. So with those kinds of things in mind, we thought it was a good time where we could showcase some of the things that the Story County Genealogical Society has to offer and some of the things that we partner with them to show the public. So recently we had revised a brochure that is available for people to pick up here at the library that gives web-based resources, print resources that the library has, microfilm types of things, lots of different getting started tools that people can use. And when we revised these, we made a decision to make them available on the library's website as well. So folks don't necessarily need to drop in and get a paper form. They can look at our website in the research category and find this information online.
That's great.
Mary, would you like to tell folks a little bit about some of the changes we made when we recently revised this?
We added two sources that I think are really very helpful. One is the access to the Social Security Death Index, which is a computer index of deaths that have been reported to the Social Security Administration. And by looking at this index, you can request, if a person's name is on there, you can request a copy of their original Social Security application.
Oh, wow.
And this is wonderful because it's information provided by the person themselves, and it would have most likely their date of birth, their parents' names, including the mother's maiden name, and other applicable genealogy information. So that's a very worthwhile resource. There is a fee for the application, but access to the index is free.
Okay.
And then also we added the Chronicling America website, which is a website from the Library of Congress, and it has historic newspapers, including that have been digitized, including up to 1923, from all states. Iowa has just a few of them on, but they're historic newspapers. And there's also a database of newspapers from across the country, at least listed. So both of those are helpful for people beginning genealogy. And then we also have, the library also has Family Tree Magazine and Internet Genealogy, which are two very good genealogy publications, and back issues can be checked out and accessed for free.
Are they monthly publications?
They're bi-monthly.
Bi-monthly, okay. You mentioned some of the local resources, like newspapers. I know that here, for folks who are interested in history of individuals who were in Ames in years past, we have quite a number of resources. And Jan, would you like to mention some of those?
Oh, yes. The library has an extensive collection of city directories, and often we get local people or even people just passing through Ames who want to find out, I know I had a relative who lived in Ames at one time, who are looking for addresses or even time frames if they aren't certain when those relatives lived here. We have, besides the city directories, Ames High School yearbooks, that collection. They're very popular for folks planning reunions and trying to locate people, but also for relatives and ancestry types of searches. We have the telephone books dating clear back into the early 1900s. And so those are print resources that are available here at the library on the premises. In addition to that, online, we offer a product called Heritage Quest, which gives access to census records. They are digitized and put in a format that one could print, for example, from their computer if they have access, because, the thing I want to mention is this is available from home. So if you have internet access at home, you can, and you have an Ames Public Library card, those two combinations,
Right.
internet access at home
Okay.
and an Ames Public Library card, you can go online and access the information. And besides census information, it gives things like Revolutionary War records. So if your family was in this country during those times, there may be something you can find out. Or if your family has an African American background, there are the Freedmen Bank records that tell a lot of information for folks tracing families of that lineage. So at any time of day or night, if you're at home, you could access those records if you have a library card.
And that's especially nice if you're doing genealogy at 2 a.m. in your pajamas and bunny
Oh,
slippers.
okay. Okay, so that's completely
Very
appropriate, convenient, exactly. So 24/7, you can indulge this hobby. That's great. Well, actually, and thanks so much for mentioning our databases as well as our print resources. The library is really fortunate in that we've not only got access to Heritage Quest remotely and in the library for customers, but a few years ago we also added another popular database for genealogists, and that's Ancestry Library Edition, Ancestry.com. What's different about the Ancestry product, it too has census records and lots of resources for folks who are digging into their past. It, however, though, is only available for use here in the library. So there's a little bit of a restriction. You have to use that only in the library. So I know that you're familiar with that as well.
Yes, but the neat thing is you can bring your own laptop or tablet,
Right.
and you can access it through the library's Wi-Fi within the library.
Okay, so if you were to come in with a tablet,
You could use it.
It's like
You
this.
wouldn't have to use the library's computers, especially when they're all in use. You can
Exactly.
still access it.
And actually, there are some time restrictions on the use of our library computers. But actually, if you come in with your own tablet or laptop, you could access the Wi-Fi connection here at the library and enjoy searching on Ancestry. How you mentioned the print resources, Jan, and currently in this location they are kind of squirreled away in the back of the building, which is unfortunate, but I'm just so pleased that folks do come to the desk and ask us, where are your genealogy materials? And so we're always happy to point them in the right direction. It's a rather extensive collection.
It is.
Yeah.
The Story County Genealogical Society and the Ames Public Library have been partners for a long time and have over 900, I believe, reference materials that are available for use inside the library.
Right.
In addition to that, there are a few materials which now are able to be checked out, one example of which is on our cart right here. So it's been really nice to be able to offer things with a wide, as Mary said, wide scope,
Yeah.
from local grave marker records to actually locality and state and national. So, for example, if you had a relative who came through Ellis Island, the records are here. So those kinds of things are really helpful for people who are looking for information that's based anywhere. In addition to that, the full collection which the library has to offer in these reference materials is located on the website for storygenes.com. So that's STORYGENES.com, and folks can see what there is to pick from.
Are any of these special books that you'd like to highlight, Mary? I see you have brought a few here
We have
of the 900.
We have the Great Migration series, and that's from immigration to New England from 1620 to 1633 or beyond.
Here's volume 1.
It's a complete set. I believe there's one more volume to be printed in that. But if you had ancestors that came through the East coast, New England, colonial America, Virginia, Kentucky, chances are you're going to find some records in the 900 plus books in the collection. And we also have a lot on Ohio and Indiana, because that was all part of the migration toward the west. So I think you're likely to find a lot of things. There are also some that can be checked out, some how-to, and the more popular ones, for example, the Genealogy Online for Dummies. It's a really good resource for getting started.
Okay, great. Well, as you've pointed out, and Jan, you mentioned too, that the scope of our genealogy collection is national as well as local. And for folks who are just getting started, often they're just not really sure about where to go. And whenever you have a question, we always recommend that you stop at the information desk at the Ames Public Library, because library staff like Jan are prepared to help get folks started and explain how to access our collections, whether it's the print or the online, because really there are just so many wonderful materials available for researchers here at your library. And I so appreciate your taking the time to share your enthusiasm and expertise with us today. And I look forward to having the Story County Genealogical Society return with us to the renewed library in just a few short months.
That's right. We're looking forward to it.
Well, thanks so much for being here, and thanks, Jan, too, for taking the time.
Thank you.
And I hope that folks will stop by. Give us a call, of course, at 239-5656 at the Library Information Desk. We're always happy to answer questions. Check our website, amespubliclibrary.org, and feel free to send us an email through the Ask Your Librarian link, or, as I said, stop by and chat with any of the library staff members here, because we would be excited to help you in your research into your genealogy. Well, I don't know about you, but having talked with Mary and Jan today, I am really inspired to spend a little bit more time finding out about my family history. Just as a reminder, the library does have a resources for genealogy pursuits in print as well as on our website if you want to find out more about some of the resources that they described today. And if you want to keep up to date on what's happening at the library in general, I encourage you to pick up a copy of page 1, or as always, do come to the Ames Public Library's website, where you will see a list of all of the different activities occurring here at your library. Thanks so much for joining me today. This is Mary Logston at your Ames Public Library.